Hi, good morning. Morning yoga at a different stream because YouTube was being weird. Okay. All right. So feel free to say hello, especially if you are Sharon. All right. Whew. Little tricky with YouTube today. So let me give a moment. 'Cause I know I had one or two people at a place. All right. Sorry for the late start. If you were waiting for me to start at 8 a.m., that's when I usually aim to start, and I'm just having some difficulties with YouTube this morning. So we'll dive in just a moment. Thank you for your patience. Two people. All right. Sweet. We'll get started very soon. If you are Sharon, especially, please let me know that you made it over to this stream from the first one. Sorry, everyone, having some issues with YouTube today. It's just kind of acting a little bit different than usual. Just make sure I'm fully great. I'm in my frame here. Oh, good. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Sharon, for letting me know you made it over. Okay. I'm going to stop emailing you, Sharon, because you're here. Okay. So let me just get... Okay. My earbuds connected to the right thing. Disconnect. There we go. Because I want them, if anything, to connect to my computer. And maybe they will, maybe they won't. Let's make sure regardless. Oh, it might be connected. Might be connected. They're connected. Okay. Whew. Technology. I did not become a yoga teacher because I was good at that type of thing, but now my practice is requiring that. And that's kind of the challenge of our times right now. How do we adapt to these new skills being asked of us? All right, welcome. Feel free to grab any props you would like to have. I do definitely recommend a towel or strap, some kind of long item, so we can be nice and gentle with our hamstrings this morning. I actually am not sure where my yoga strap is. So I'm going to use my dog's leash this morning. You can also just use your arms. You just have your hands kind of lower down on your leg instead of reaching all the way up for the toes. Okay, so let's begin on our backs this morning. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in, whether it is today, Wednesday morning, the 8th, or it is after the fact. So first, let's just lie on our bellies with our knees bent, feet flat. So just let your legs be in a fairly comfortable, little to do to support them position. Hands maybe on your belly or anywhere that's comfortable. We're just going to lie here and breathe. And just feel the shape of your spine in relation to the floor. Just feeling that though the floor is flat, our back is not. We'll just note again, like I've said other times, it's also true today, my dog is napping on the couch about 5 to 6 feet away from the computer. And he has very, very hearable, very audible breath. So if you are able to hear that and it is distracting, please let me know. And I can get him situated in our other room. He'll still be nice and cozy there as well, so no need to feel guilty. So yeah, if you can hear that, if it's bothersome, please let me know on the chat. All right, extend both legs up towards the ceiling. Okay, and then press the left leg down into the mat. So left leg is going to come down. Right leg is still lifted. You can clasp your hands around the back of the thigh. Good. Or if you have a prop that's kind of short, you could also wrap the prop around your thigh. It could be higher up on the leg. And I'm going to try putting my dog's leash over my foot. And my dog's leash is this kind of like thick cord, so keeping it on the ball of my foot is going to be a little tricky, but I'm just going to try and make that happen today. All right, so your leg on the floor is very actively pressing down into the floor, especially the inner thigh side. Okay, and with our right leg, we're just going to let that knee really bend, and then let it get all the way straight. So really let it, lower, straighten out, whatever you've got to do to really let the leg straighten. Okay, maybe if you're holding on with your hands, maybe even let go of the leg for a moment. So maybe you just hold your leg as it's bending in towards your chest. Okay. And the pace at which you're bending and straightening here, that's totally up to you, whatever feels right. We do want to feel some stretch in the back of the leg, but we want it to be a sustainable, easy stretch. Now that we've done this several times, you might be able to keep that leg a little closer to you as it straightens. Again, really just let this be easy. Okay. So no forcing anything. Let's do a couple more. All right, and then switch out the legs. If you've got a prop over your right foot, put your left foot in, straighten the right leg, and put that down onto the floor. Okay, and this leg on the floor, that is still actively working, especially the inner thigh side. All right, and we're bending, we're straightening that left leg. And so let that motion be big. You're really pulling the knee up and you're really lengthening away. So really allow that leg to get fully straight. however much slack that means in your prop, or whether you let go of the leg for a moment if you're not using your prop. Yeah, and the pace at which you're bending and straightening, that's totally up to you. And we'll do a couple more on this side. Maybe gently going into a little more stretch if that's feeling right for you. Great. All right, and let's take the prop away. Put that to the side. Knees bent, feet flat. All right, so with an exhale, we're going to bridge up. With an inhale, we're going to lower down. And exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower. Let's do that about 5 times or so. And the pace of this, totally up to you. But do let it sync with your breath. You're rising up with an exhale and lowering down with an inhale. Let's go one more. Lifting up, lowering down. Now let's roll over onto one side. From the side, let's bring ourselves up to a comfortable seated position. So if you would rather do this up on a chair, you are welcome to. Feel free to use also any props that make you more comfortable on the floor if you're sitting on the floor. All right, now let's give some love to our shoulders. So bring your arms out to the sides, elbows bent to 90 degrees, and elbows are shoulder height. Okay, and now you're gonna bring your arms together, or as close as you can, but try not to let them drop down. Try and keep them at shoulder height. And if they don't touch, that's fine. Get as close as you can. You kind of want to feel the pecs squeeze and warm up here. Yeah. All right, and then open and pull them back, back, back. Nice. And if your ribs kind of flare out here, if your back arches a bit, that's fine. Good. And bring the arms in front of you. Try and get them to touch. And open, squeeze back. And close. And open. Close. And open. Make sure you've got that breath moving. Good. All right, and then straighten that right arm. Go and keep the left arm. It's going to kind of move and bend a bit, but go ahead and start with it bent. So bring the right arm across. Left arm folds under. Pull it in. And then we're going to let that go. And this right arm is going to stay straight. Whatever this left arm does, I'm kind of liking taking it to a half goalpost arm. Right arm across. Pull it in. Open. Squeeze them both back. And one more time, right arm across. Pull. Let it open. Open the chest. Good. And you're trying to get so much squeeze in the back that you're feeling some stretch across the chest here when those arms go back. You know, as close as you can. Okay, so left arm is straight. That's just going to kind of swing in and out like a, I kind of want to say barn door, but I'm not actually sure if that's exactly how barn doors work. So close the door. Pull it in. And let it open, pull back, stretch. And close that left arm across the chest, pull, and let the shoulders just drop away from the ears here. And open, Roll back and pull it in. Elbow them across. So you're not squeezing them up. You're not forcing them down because they're not going to go like really down here. But we're just letting them be heavy. So just feeling those muscles that, here, let's open it back, squeeze. So it's feeling the muscles that would hold the shoulders up. We just want to intentionally tell them they can let go, they can relax. Okay, all right, and let's do a little something for the neck. Let's tilt our head right and left. And let's look up and down, or down and up. All right, and then maybe some half circles or full circles. So for the half, sometimes taking the head back doesn't feel so good. So you might just kind of roll through the front and to the side. You might just keep with the front half of the circle. If it feels right for you to take that into a full circle, go ahead and do so. And pace that's feeling right for you. I admit I have done way too much looking down at my phone, scrolling. Circle the other way if you need to. So this is a very, very needed, but tighter than usual motion. Very grateful to get to connect with you all through movement, through yoga this morning. Bring that head back up to center and to have to kind of pull away from that social media screen, the news for a moment. Clasp the hands, place them on top of your head. Lengthen the head up into your hands. So I've certainly fallen prey to that trap during this time. So thank you for giving me this reason to be here, to reground, reconnect. And let the arms come down. Okay. We've got to take care of ourselves first. We've got to put on our own oxygen mask before we can worry about the oxygen mask of the world. Let's come onto our hands and knees into a tabletop. So we're going to go some amount past 9 because I got to a late start due to some little technology issues. Make sure I'm centered. So hopefully you can stick around the whole time, but if you're on a schedule, I totally understand. All right, let's move through some cat and cow here in our tabletop. Breathe in, arch, look up, exhale, round the back, push the floor away. And alternate between those two shapes at your own deliberate pace. And for me right now, it's feeling really nice to breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. Let's do that one more time. All right, come back to a long neutral spine. What we're going to do here first, instead of going back to child's pose, You're going to keep the hips right over the knees and walk the hands forwards, keeping the arms straight and letting your chest lower down to the floor. So you're feeling the upper back arch and melt towards the floor. Really try and keep those elbows straight. So it might mean that your chest doesn't touch. Maybe your forehead does, maybe it doesn't. So imagine you are trying to not let your elbows touch the floor, but you do want your chest to touch the floor. And let's walk those hands back in to your tabletop. All right, right knee stays where it is. Your right foot steps off the mat. You're going to come into a balance on your right side. So slide that left foot away to start. Good, that left foot can then stay down, or maybe it lifts up. Get long anywhere you can. Look for stability through length. And let's come back down through our tabletop to take that to the other side. So this little pivot of your left leg here makes it easier to balance as we come onto our left side. Extend that right leg. Reach that right arm up. The right foot can stay down or the leg can hover. Good. Come back to all fours. Sit back on your heels in child's pose. And let's lift up onto our hands and feet into downward dog. Take a moment to fidget with intention. Maybe take a little sway side to side in your downward dog. You might pedal the feet or step the feet wider for a moment. Just kind of notice what movements feel like they will give you more ease in your body as we revisit this shape several times in our practice. See where that body's at today. And then walk or hop your feet forward towards your hands to come into a forward fold at the front of your mat. And let's inhale, come up to a long flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, then stand all the way up with a big circle of the arms. Exhale, hands to your arms. Inhale to reach those arms up. Exhale, dive down to a forward fold. Hands to floor or blocks. Step your left foot way back on your mat. Good. Your front knee bends a lot. Good. And your right heel's right under your right knee. Okay. So adjust that front foot if needed. All right. Left hand stays down on the floor or on a block right under that left shoulder. Take the right hand behind your head. All right. And you're going to twist out right elbow down to the floor. And then twist it up to the ceiling. And twist down. And twist up. We're going to do that one more time. Twisting down. Twisting up. Hold the twist here. That right hand can stay behind your head or the arm can extend up. Right arm is aiming to stack over the left as if they are one long bone. Good. And that right arm can keep reaching up, or maybe it bends. Back of your hand slides around your back waist. Good. See if that allows your chest to twist up even more. All right, untwist. Lower your back knee down. 2 arms up, low lunge. Good. Left thigh drilling down and back. Left glute squeezing and pushing you forwards. And lower the hands down. Step the left foot forward and take the right leg back. Your front knee bends a lot and that knee stays right over your front heel. Like block so you can see that. Right hand stays down on the floor or a block. Left hand behind your head. Left elbow twists down. And then it twists up. And twist down. And twist up. Good. One more time. Down. And up. Hold your twist here. Lengthen your back heel, front knee away from each other. Left arm can stay or reach up. One more option with this left arm. It could, with the palm facing out, so it's the back of the hand touching your back, I can start to slide around your back waist and maybe take the twist further. If it doesn't improve your twist, don't take this shape with the arm. Keep a shape that does improve your twist. And unwind. Face forward. Step the right foot forwards. Inhale, come to a long flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to floor or blocks. Step the left foot way back. This time that back foot is going to flatten down as the arms reach up to bring you into warrior one. Good. You either have your left heel right behind your right heel, or that left foot might be further out to the side. You might have a wider stance, like you're just standing on wider train tracks. And the outer edge of that back foot is fully suctioned down. Strong bend in the right knee. Take the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Good. Straighten the arms as much as you can. Bring the palms together as much as you can. Open and lift the heart. Good. And release the arms up. Lower the hands down. You are now going to lower your back knee down. Okay. And today I'm going to give options for this. Usually I'm bossy about one or the other. So we're going to come into a prayer twist. You might do this from a low lunge, so you're leaning those hips forwards, or you might be more in a half kneel. Bring palms together at your heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist towards that right leg, and then lean forwards to bring that left elbow down to the right thigh. Good. You're going to hold your twist there. I've just been informed by my computer that it's not charging. You should be charging, computer. All right. Oh, no. All right, couple more breaths in that twist. Haha, okay, we have charge now. Okay. Thought the computer was charging and it was not. Okay, lift up out of your twist. Sorry for that little interruption. Lower the hands down. Step the left foot forwards and take your right leg back. Virabhadrasana 1 on your left side. So that back foot is fully flattened down. Heel in line with heel, or your stance is wider. No problem with that. Strong bend in that front leg, maybe a little more than you want to. Yeah, I don't really want to be bending this much. But I can feel I need it. Yeah, you just dig into that discomfort. All right, interlace the fingers behind your back. Other hand fingers in front. Drive the knuckles down. Squeeze the elbows together to open the chest. And release the hands up. Good. Lower them down. Lower your back knee down. So ideally, whatever you did on the first side. So whether you came into that twist from a lunge or you were back in a 90-90 kneeling position, okay, I strongly encourage you to make the same on each side. Palms come to the heart. Inhale, lengthen up through the top of the head. Exhale, twist to your left, then lean forwards to bring that right elbow down on the left thigh. Inhale to lift up out of that twist. Arms reach up, then lower the hands down. Step your right foot forward. Come to your forward fold. Inhale, lengthen that flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, so if you've still got some padding behind you, and you're wondering, will I need that padding? You don't for a little bit, so you could move that if you'd rather not have to step over it. Good. So we'll take a choose your own adventure vinyasa flow. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. You might stay here until we cycle back to this shape, or plant those hands down, walk or hop the feet back to downward dog. It's another place you might stay. We are going to be back here again in just a moment. Or shift forward to your high plank. Lower to hover or down to your belly, chaturanga. Inhale to arch up, cobra or upward dog. And use an exhale to hinge up and back to downward dog. If you were in downward dog, we come back to meet you. Walk or hop your feet forwards to a forward fold. If you could hear the whole time, we have synced back up. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. All right. And face the same way as you guys. As far as I know, turning away from my computer hasn't made it hard for anyone to hear me yet. All right, so take those feet nice and wide. Turn the right foot out all the way. Left toes in a little bit. Okay, if you like to use a block for triangle and side angle pose. Feel free to set your block or whatever you're using in place of a block. We're going to start in Warrior Two. And then flip the right palm up, reverse your warrior. Taking a side bend to your left. And keep the body in the side bend, straighten the right leg. And then bend it again, maybe a little more this time. Then lean over to your right to side angle pose. Forearm on your thigh, or right hand down to your block or prop. Inhale, come back up to Warrior Two. Now turn to face the right leg in a crescent lunge or high lunge. I know you should really just pick one of those terms. Turn to face the right leg. You're going to come onto the ball of your back foot and widen your stance a bit. All right, so those of you that were regulars at Oakland, we're going back into that Warrior Three to tree pose thing. I've got to scoot back a bit because there's stuff there. All right, so we're going to lean forwards, arms back like jet plane wings, and stand on that right leg in Warrior Three. Okay, so firm quad of standing leg, not necessarily forcing the leg to be straight. Be kind to your hamstring. All right, then bring that into tree pose on your right leg. If you can keep that left foot hovering throughout the transition, cool. If not, still cool. You're still doing yoga. Just touch the floor and then come into that tree. And then reach the arms up, lift that left knee up in front, and take that back to lunge, and then Warrior Two. Then flip the right palm, reverse your warrior. Keep the side bend straight in the right leg, and then tip that over to triangle. So get a nice little sass up into that left hip. Then that right arm cannot reach out anymore. Bring it down to your leg, floor, or block. Feel the movement of your breath here. So feel what needs to stay strong, what needs to stay firm, tight to support this shape. And feel where you can soften. Bend the right knee, come back up to Warrior Two. And we're going to switch sides. And for me, because the space I'm in, that's needing a little shimmy to my right to make space for that Warrior Three. So left foot turns all the way out, right toes in a little bit towards your midline. Okay. Set your prop if you're using one. First fierce moment in Warrior Two. And flip the left palm up and reverse your warrior. Side bending to the right. Keep the body in the side bend, straighten the left leg. And bend it again. Lean over to the left, side angle pose. Elbow on thigh, or hand down on your prop. Use an inhale to lift back up to your warrior two. And turn to face the left leg into a crescent lunge. So come onto the ball of your back foot. Widen that stance a bit. Lean forwards, arms back like jet plane wings. Stand on that left leg in warrior three. Good. Front of that right thigh pointing down to the floor. Good. Firm in the belly, just to kind of keep that low back from collapsing. Firm in your standing quad. So if that knee needs some bend, let it bend. And then just hug in around that bend. All right, bring that back to lunge. Oh, I don't mean that at all, do I? No. Warrior three, two, tree. Ooh, almost forgot the best part. It's probably slightly due to the fact that this is my trickier leg to balance on. My body was probably like, let's just get back to 2 feet as soon as possible. All right, now let's reach the arms up. Reach the right knee up to come to lunge, and then warrior two. And make sure you're in the same wide stance. Often after all of that, our warrior stance tends to be a bit shorter than it was before. You are still capable of the same amount of fierceness. Flip the left palm, reverse your warrior, side bend to the right. Keep the side bend and straighten the left leg. Sass that over to triangle, the right hip sasses up. Left arm stretches out till it can't anymore. Then it comes down onto your leg or your prop. Good. And feel what is firming, what is holding to support this shape. What can release, what can soften. Feel the breath space softening to allow that inhale in. And bend the left knee, lift up to warrior two. All right, and then straighten both legs. I'm gonna face you. Okay, that's part that's gonna be super helpful. Okay, so now keep your feet turned out about 45 degrees, or turn them out if they were not already. Bend those knees, see if you can get those thighs parallel to the floor. If you gotta stay higher, not a problem. Good, stretch those arms out, goddess pose. Nice. Keep pushing those knees back. The heels are right underneath those knees. Good, and straighten the legs. Good. Hands to hips. Stay nice and long as you hinge forwards. Good, but this isn't a fully down to a forward fold. This is something different. Okay, so find your hinge, bend your right knee. So your stretch might stay here. You might bring your hands down to a prop. Good. If it's okay on, especially on those joints, to lower, kind of bum down to heel, okay, and come down into your stretch here or somewhere in that direction. Okay, that's another place you might go. I'm gonna take a few more breaths here. All right, and then lift back up. If you need the help of a prop or two props to make that happen. So, all right, so let's come all the way back upright. And then bend your hinge, then bend the left knee. There's a few different orders we could do that in, but let's do what we did on the first side. Good. You can stay here. You can bring the hands down. Good. You might really lower down into it or something in that direction. Just make sure it feels right and it's in a stretch that you can still breathe in. And that nothing's bothering the joints, nothing's bothering the knees. I'm going to keep the stretch, the sensation in the muscles. All right, and then press back up into that wide upright stance. And so now bring your feet parallel to each other, hands to the low back. So we're going to do a few lion's breaths while we're kind of leaning back into an arch here. I'm going to do the first one facing you so you can see. So I breathe in through my nose, exhale, tongue out, eyes bulge, just send it all out. So you're going to do that, 3 times, but you're going to be with your chest up, hands on the low back, pushing the hips forward. It's kind of like going into camel, but up on our feet in a wide stance. So here we go. Lift. Find that arch. And 3 breaths. Good. And bring that on back. Good. Walk those feet back in. Okay. Come on up to the front of your mat. So we're going to take another choose your own adventure vinyasa flow. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. I'm not going to say all the options this time. You guys know. From forward fold to downward dog. From downward dog, shift forward to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to arch up. Exhale, downward dog. And now from wherever you're at, your objective is to lie down on your belly. So you might do a nice slow push up down. Good. Or just get down to your belly in any way that suits you this morning. Bring the arms back along your side. Inhale, lift up into Shalabhasana, locust pose. And let's lift up a little higher and lower down. Turn your head to one side, or you can stack the hands under your forehead. Recenter the head. Inhale to lift up. Good. Trying to keep your knees off of the mat as you bend the knees. We're not grabbing yet. You're just playing with this bent-legged variation of locust. Another option here, you might interlace the fingers and use a bind of the arms. Should make it easier for you to breathe and lift, bringing those hands together. If it doesn't, don't bind them. Stay in the shape where they're unbound. And lower down. Turn your head to the other side. Recenter your head. Or either another locust pose, either of those variations that we just did, or bow pose, wherein you grab your feet, you press the hips down, you pull the shins back, and you float the chest and thighs up. When you're ready, come down. Release those feet if you're holding them. Sit back on your heels in child's pose. Right. Come from your child's pose into a seated position to come into butterfly, Adho Konasana. Put the soles of your feet together, knees opened out to the side. And either lengthen up with your spine or lengthen forwards. Inhale to come up. Good. Stretch the legs out in front of you. And we're going to forward fold. If you would like to use your prop, feel free. So if you are using a prop, go ahead and set it here. Have your feet hip distance apart, so there's a little space between them. Take a moment, move the flesh out from under your sits bones. Okay. And you're going to start this forward fold, actually not holding your prop, but you'll use it in a moment. Bring the hands to the outer hips. So it's right against the sides of your glutes here. I want you to imagine your I'm trying to say your outer hips, let's say sits bones. I want to imagine your sits bones pressing out away from each other, out towards the hands. Okay, so it's kind of like your pelvis is trying to get wider here as you start your hinge forwards. Okay, and then you can reach hands forwards or take hold of that strap. Right. Inhale to lift up out of that fold. And let's lie down on our backs. Bring your knees in to your chest as you lie down on your back. Hips take a little scoot to the left of your center. Knees come down to the right. That right hand can come down on top of that left knee. Head and chest turn to the left. Whatever that left arm does, just kind of bring it into a shape that's encouraging that left shoulder to open towards the floor. If it's not quite touching, don't worry about it. Just keep encouraging it in that direction. Unwind your twist and switch sides. Hips take a little scoot to the right. Knees drop over to the left. Your left hand can come on top of the right knee. Head and chest turn to your right. And unwind your twist. Recenter the hips. Pull the knees into your chest. And let's come into happy baby, pulling the knees apart. So grabbing a hold of the feet or legs, wherever allows your back to stay flat on the floor, and the thighs to drop down towards the floor. You might take a little sway side to side, dropping one thigh down more at a time. Bring the knees together and into your chest. Bear hug them in close. Lift your head for a moment. Try and touch your forehead to your knees. And then let that go. And stretch out into your Shavasana. Come back to your breath. Stretch your arms up overhead, reaching back for the floor. Bend your knees, roll over onto one side. And from your side, use both hands to gently push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Bring palms together at your heart. Close our practice by chanting one Om all together. First, exhale fully. Then a deep inhale. Thank you all very much for tuning in with me this morning or later than that. Namaste. And thank you for your patience as I had a little glitch with YouTube this morning. I'll try and figure out how to not let that happen again. So yeah, if you are able to make a small donation Any amount is appreciated, helps me pay my rent and bills and such while I'm losing income due to the pandemic. But if your income has been affected by the pandemic too, or you are not able to, happy you're here regardless. I get it, and I'm happy to, make this available and accessible. Yeah, so that info will be in other live stream videos because I had to just make a whole new one this morning. Yeah, you have my contact info. It's also in the descriptions from other streams. Feel free to reach out to me with questions, requests for other videos. Hope you have found this helpful. I know I have. I'm feeling a little more ready to dive into today. So hang in there. These are tough times. It's weird. It's been nothing like this for a very long time. So it's okay to feel uncertain, not sure what to do. I'm not sure what to do, but I'm definitely going to eat some breakfast. I'm going to start there. All right. Mwah. Thank you guys so much. Namaste, Sharon. Thank you. Whew. Glad this all worked out.